Where am I? Oh, genius. It looks like I'm at a gas station, maybe. Maybe. I could be wrong. I mean, there's only gas pumps over there. Check out my odometer. It says 16,995. Almost 17,000 miles. Let's see if I can turn over 17,000 miles in this video. Of course, not all those miles are mine. You all know that. I bought this bike a month ago with 15,400, I think. And now it's almost got 17,000. I am enjoying this bike very much. I am. It's a great bike. Making sure my microphone's plugged in. Come on, odometer change. I got 5 more miles. A second ago they were doing construction up here. Let's see if they still are. Nope. But it looks like the road is still very sketchy. I should probably go over this kind of slow because I don't want to be hurting my nuts. Yeah, bridge is pretty sketchy. My bike kind of sounds like a carbureted motorcycle. The exhaust though makes it sound kind of carbureted. It's kind of cool. It matches the look, the essence of this motorcycle. It's like semi-retro, it's like half cruiser, half sport bike. Half retro, half modern. Kinda. It depends on how you look at it. Which is another reason why I love this bike. It's kind of like an in-betweener, shall I say. Half city, street killer, half comfort for touring. Of course you're going to need some kind of windshield. But if you're tough, you can do it without the windshield. But yeah, I got 16,997. I need 3 more miles, which is going to be an average of 3 minutes. I don't want to bore you guys that long, so I'm going to cut the video, and then I'll be back in just a second. Yeah. And we're back with 17,000 miles on the bike. Can you see it? Oh, I'm like kissing my handlebars. If you couldn't see it, I'm sorry. It's a beautiful sight. On my VFR, I've watched like the 1,000 miles. Every 1,000 miles I watched it turn over. Except for 1, maybe 2 of them. Yeah, except for the 2 on the trip to Arkansas this year. Because I was more paying attention of when I was going to run out of gas than actual mileage. But yeah, how many miles do you have on your bike? That's a good question. Right now I got 17,000 on mine, which is still pretty young for a motorcycle. I've only put about 1,600 on this bike so far since I've owned it. And my first bike I put 17,000 on, which is my ZZR by myself, almost 18,000. Then my VFR I put on 8,000 miles, a little more than 8,000 miles. So half of the mountain miles, or almost half the miles I put on my is easier. And this bike, I got 1,500, 1,600. How many do you got? It's always an interesting topic, right? And this bike is running like brand new. I mean, as far as I know, right? What do I know what a brand new Honda 919 runs like? I wouldn't know. I've never ridden one. But if I rode one, I would assume it runs like this. This bike runs great. Which kind of sucks is when people think that, 20,000 miles is a lot for a motorcycle. It depends on how you ride it, really. My VFR has got 20,664, I think. How do I know that? Because I've been putting my bike up for sale, that's why. No, once it hits that 20,000 mile mark, it seems like no one wants to buy the motorcycle anymore. Because it's considered a high mileage bike. Because once they see that 2 up in front, they're like, oh man, the life expectancy of that bike isn't very much anymore. Which is bogus, because it does have a lot more life to that bike. Especially because it's a sport touring bike. But it sucks, because the US, us Americans, don't really think that way. We assume that a bike's life is going to end 30 to 40,000 miles maximum. Yet there's tons of bikes out there that have over 50,000 miles and are running great. I mean, if you didn't know, there's this one guy, his name is Jared, I think. You guys have probably seen the video on YouTube, where his 2004 Honda CBR F4i has over 200,000 miles on it. I believe right now it's got 218,000 miles. So if you look at the odometer, it just says 18,000. I mean, if you didn't know any better, you'd think, okay, yeah, the bike's only got 18,000 miles. But really, it's got 218,000 miles. He also has a Honda Accord that has over 400,000 miles. Needless to say, he loves road trips. But I'll put a link to the video down in my my lower bar, my description bar, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Any hoozles, how many miles do you have on your bike? Just a nice little conversation piece. I'm just curious.